Well, it's the U-turn we've all been waiting for. Welcome to Grey Matters. Hello and welcome to Grey Matters, the channel that promotes the fact that the older generation still matters and has relevance, and which looks at issues that matter to the older generation. Well, it's happened. Rachel Reeves has announced today that 9 million pensioners will have their winter fuel payments restored, paid for by taking it from the wealthiest in the form of increased taxation. A move that sounds a bit like an attempt to pass herself off as the people's hero, Rachel of the Hood from Sherwood Forest. Yeah, but joking aside, this is excellent news as it does more than we'd anticipated. Many pundits, ourselves included, thought that she might just move the threshold of the pension credits to capture around 2 million pensioners who just missed out on the payment, but who desperately needed it. But this is almost a complete U-turn on her original policy. There will be about 1.8 million of the wealthiest pensioners who won't receive the payment because Miss Reeves has set the threshold to an annual income of £35,000, and of course they will be above that. Now, there was a lot of anti-pensioner rhetoric last year after the cut to winter fuel payments was announced, to the effect that there were many pensioners who didn't need the payment, they were just being plain greedy and they should hand it back. But of course, there was no mechanism for that last year. But there is now. Pensioners can, if they want, opt out and decline the winter fuel payment. Something that I'm sure Rachel from accounts will be very appreciative if you did that. Considering that the UK has the highest energy costs in the world and the lowest state pension in Europe, restoring this payment is for many a simple act of humanity, something not normally associated with the current government. But Rachel Reeves actually had the cheek to say that she'd listened to the people's concerns around the level of the means test, and because of changes we've made, and get this, and the stability we brought back to the economy, we're able to increase that amount. How she brought back stability to the economy? Well, not quite. I mean, the UK's GDP grew by 0.7% January to March, which was more than expected. But most economists agree that this growth is unlikely to be sustained, combined with a sharp increase in inflation and economic uncertainty around the global trade tariffs. So the longer term outlook for the UK economy is far from stable. Anyway, all that said, I'm really pleased for everyone who's lobbied and written letters and protested about the winter fuel payment cut, and I'm obviously delighted for those who really needed that extra help to meet their energy bills, especially those who shared some truly heartbreaking stories in our comments section. So great news. Let's hope that the Office of Financial or Fiscal Responsibility will approve it, because I think it's still got to get past them. And of course, if they don't, then Rachel could say, well, we tried, it's not our fault. But I think it's fairly safe to say it will go through. So that's it. I'll be back with another edition of Grey Matters quite soon, because the Home Office and their Strong Arm Prevent department has really got up my nose, so I'll do a Grey Matters extra about that. My thanks to everyone of the older generation who attended that demonstration on Saturday. It was lovely to meet some of the subscribers. One lady who I asked if I could have a chat with her because she had quite an interesting banner. Didn't want to be spoken to on camera, but she said, "Oh, you're that man from that grey channel." Well, I hope we're not completely grey. I'd like to bring a little bit of colour into it now and again. If you like our content, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe to be kept informed when new content drops. So until the next time, thanks for joining us, and it's bye for now.